Hokkaido Homecoming.
Oh, I wrote that. Hey, this is for the podcast.
Sorry. Hold on.
Look at us. We look professional. This looks pro. Let me make sure the audio is pro too. Hey, what's up, everybody? Todd's going live on his Instagram. This is the next thing we need to fix. What? This actually says Monday M.A.S.S, but via the, see how bright that is?
Well, can we just turn it off?
Set design.
Why don't we just turn it off?
Here, watch. See it? Now you can read it. It's backwards. You good? You good? Everybody good?
I think so.
You test your microphone. Say
Hey.
Oh, wow, you sound
Check.
great.
Check it out. All right.
Check it nice.
We're good.
Ladies, gentlemen, people of the world, hi. This is the Monday M.A.S.S, the world's greatest action sports podcast.
Wait,
I'm Chris Cote.
You're not actually in my picture. Hi.
Come on, dude. I want to be on your live
Hey, everybody.
thing. Twist it up a little bit. I want everybody to see my Bachon's hoodie.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the world's greatest action sports podcast with the world's worst budget.
What budget? We actually do it like this on purpose because we're really into the DIY ethos, you know, the punk rock DIY
That's
ethos.
right. We're like in the
Get over that way.
We're like the independent film.
The independent film of podcasts.
Yeah, we've already made it big, and now we're just doing an independent film.
What's the date? Today is February 5th, 2024, and this is going to be just your classic Monday M.A.S.S episode. It looks to be like everything's working, knock on wood, but we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts.
How do you want to start this off?
Lasts.
I've got some shit going on.
You've got some shit going on. Well, here's what we're going to do. Todd, you had a great suggestion, and our friends at the Bomb Hole gave us some ideas of how to make this podcast better. We thank them. So what we've done is we've split up the ad block.
They initially told us, just stop. Like, just
Their first bit of advice was don't.
Just don't.
But then they said, so we're going to do something new.
We're going to split the ad block up.
Yeah, I know this is groundbreaking, earth-shattering kind of stuff, but let's go. What?
That's it.
That's it. It's a state of emergency here in California. It's looking outside. The hurricane has arrived.
You know,
we don't know what's going to happen next.
Look, the whole thing with
we're looking out a window.
We're looking out the window. There's windows over there. So, over the years, since I grew up, this would be considered a rainstorm. Like, it's going to rain on Monday.
Okay.
Now everything is labeled with atmospheric river and tropical storm.
Tropical thunder.
Tropical suck it. And, you know, this is an atmospheric river. It's a Pineapple Express. Like, why does everything have to be, like, late? What are you doing?
Well, I just decorating a little bit. Let's sort of empty space.
Well, you don't do that when we're doing this.
I do decorate while I'm doing podcasts.
Anyway, I'm just saying that it's really, it's just raining now. It's just raining.
The Monday M.A.S.S is presented by Spy Optics. Right there, best goggles in the business. Spy Optics at Spy Optic on the gram. We do have a code, right?
Yes, it's Monday M.A.S.S. You get 20% off.
What? Like we're your sponsor. Do you get to tell people you sponsored by Spy if you use that code?
I am sponsored by Spy.
Not you.
Oh,
Whoever
people?
uses the code.
Yes. Well, I mean, whatever. You get 20% off.
That's
dude.
a pretty good deal.
It's pretty good. In this
also,
day and age, 20%? Are you kidding me?
20% goes a long way. Mammoth Mountain at Mammoth Mountain. Do you want POW? Do you want jumps? You maybe want to hit a rail?
I think
go backcountry.
I'm pretty sure the jumps are buried right now. Mammoth just got like 4.5 feet of snow in 2 days. If you are trying to consider going someplace and getting some POW, if you can get to Mammoth right now, I would go to Mammoth right now.
Well, I feel like they're on it just in terms of getting there, the roads and all that stuff. And I know that a lot of people probably planned in advance and they're already up there. So we will see a slew of ripping Mammoth videos coming soon at Mammoth Mountain. Thought I said last week we are going to do a giveaway, but I forgot to talk to anybody at Mammoth. So just go up there and buy a lift ticket and shred some POW.
Yeah, just go to the ticket counter and say the Monday M.A.S.S sent me.
Yeah, say that.
See what happens.
See what happens. Either way, you're going to be shredding POW. 1620 USA. Todd, with the impending hurricane, I got my 1620 work pants on because I want to stay warm and safe, and cozy.
Those are cool.
Yeah,
They're
thank
just
you.
like green pants.
Yeah, these are my 1620 USA workwear pants, and this is what I wear in inclement weather. So thank you, 1620 at 1620 USA. Great supporters of this show.
Let me hit these next
Hit 'em.
four.
Hit them.
At Hansen Surfboards, Hansen Surfboards, obviously, surfboards, it's in the name. They sell
I got
surfboards.
some new Hansen's hoodies.
Wait, can I just talk?
Got some hoodies.
What people don't know about Hansen's, and I'm going to tell you right now that this is probably my favorite part about Hansen's. They have an incredible boot fitting system or a setup at Hansen's where you can go in and get liners. If you have Intuition liners or any kind of heat moldable liner, you can go there. They have a great bunch of technicians there. Technicians, it's kind of
Wait, what do you mean?
it's kind of a crazy word.
So,
There's people there that will help you fit your boots so that you
if
can
I
get
have
the
new
ultimate
boots-
fit for ski and snowboard boots, mainly snowboard
wow.
because whatever. But
Okay.
they have like it's great, and I don't know any place else really in Southern California. San Diego, no freaking way. Like
Right.
Hansen is the only place that you can go and get boots fitted to you, and they do custom insoles, the whole 9 yards. I had no idea.
This is making your gear custom.
Yeah, well, it's in your insoles, which I will argue is the most important part of your whole snowboard kit. Because if your boots suck, then your experience sucks.
Boots
So
sucks, day
go there. And
sucks.
I've been going through boots like crazy lately.
Let's do that in snow news.
At Beneath Apparel, at BN3TH Apparel,
Best underwear.
they have long underwear. If you're gonna go snowboarding, they do make that long underwear that keeps your legs warm. At Machu Picchu.energy, at Machu Picchu.energy. We just
Todd seems to have forgot
We-
my Machu Picchu order.
we figured out that we drank all the Machu Picchu.
That's why we had such a great week.
I could use some today because it's one of those days where it's kind of dismal out, and I need a little bit of. I need to get jacked up a little bit.
Yeah.
At Bachan's, or no, at Try Bachan's Bachan's Japanese barbecue
that.
sauce.
Oh, I got the hoodie too.
Yeah,
So not
there we
only
go.
is it the world's
covered.
greatest
That's-
Japanese barbecue sauce, they also make great hoodies.
That's half the ad block.
Yeah.
Dude,
Just wait till you hear the second
we're gonna
half.
you're gonna get that second half of the ad block a little bit later.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Do you have news?
Yeah, where did you put? Oh, we got a new Encinitas magazine out.
No
This
one
is
cares
local
unless you
news.
live in Encinitas.
Well,
no
I
one-
cried writing an article about Boilermaker.
Nobody cares.
I wrote an article while we were in Hokkaido, Japan, so it connects to our life, Todd. Everybody cares.
Okay.
Surf News is brought to you by Hansen Surfboards.
Don't go surfing right now. The water is filthy.
No,
Here.
it's not.
It's
Are
pretty-
you one of those people?
Yeah.
And when's the last time you got sick from the water?
Last time I went surfing after it rained.
I don't know.
I got the gnarliest sinus infection. Dude, don't you remember when Timmy Reyes got like his fucking brain?
That was Timmy Turner,
Timmy Turner.
and that happened in Indonesia.
I thought it happened in Huntington Beach.
I think it was a mix. It was a mix of Indonesia and
So
Huntington
you're
Beach.
saying that you will fully go surfing after it rains?
Yeah.
Poop soup.
You know the guys, I remember these guys in
Just a petri dish of everything that's running out of our parks here. There's a hell of a lot of homeless people these days, and I don't think that
Do
they
you think that
use the
homeless
facilities.
people are the reason why you got sick surfing? You really think that?
There's a lot of poop. Would you go? Okay,
Do we always do.
let me-
Do we have to start the show
Dude,
with
we're-
Todd's poop?
there's
talk?
gonna be
Really?
way more poop talk. I've got poop subject matter.
Well, you need to start your own podcast.
In
about
surf
that.
news. Okay, transitioning from shitty runoff to someone with the runs surfing. Felipe Toledo
Don't
pulls
hit
out.
that desk.
Don't tell me what
Look,
to do.
I have that whole thing.
I
coming
know,
up.
but this is called a transition, Chris.
Well,
try
it
to s-
wasn't a good one.
Try to stay with it.
Okay.
Felipe Toledo pulls out of pipe because he's got the runs.
Felipe Toledo came under heavy fire. I wrote something. Felipe Toledo came under heavy fire for pulling out of the Pipe Masters due to stomach issues, which you and I can attest to being uncomfortable.
And if we trace this back, he probably ate.
TF Chang's
Well, see, it's one of two places.
or Panda Express.
He either ate at Panda Express or PF Chang's.
So basically, the internet is a very cruel place. I have different opinions and thoughts on this. I'm the last person to say anything about calling someone out about surfing giant waves because it is scary. If you're sick, if you're feeling off, if you have stomach issues, if you have explosive diarrhea, surfing big, gnarly pipeline is probably the last thing you want to do.
You could clear a crowd,
Most
though,
of
dude.
the internet, however, does not have empathy for Felipe. A lot of armchair quarterbacks, a lot of reputable people saying, bro,
Dude.
step up, go out there. I mean, I remember, specifically, Mike Ho won the Pipe Masters with a broken arm. All right? Sonny Garcia was
My
in the...
back was broken.
My back was broken. They pulled my shoulder out of its socket. Sonny Garcia was in the Pipe Masters, slammed. I mean, got destroyed, went to the hospital, checked himself out, came back and competed. So I know that we hold these athletes to a very high standard, but we are not in the shoes of Felipe Toledo. And if you're going to risk your life, which you do, surfing pipeline, you probably want to be feeling pretty good physically.
And I will,
Counterpoint?
There's no counterpoint. Like if you've had
what we've had.
if you've had gurgle guts, it ain't good, dude. Like it hurts.
Yeah.
And can you imagine just like you pull into a barrel and you just it would be bad.
As a guy who's scared of big waves too, and I'm not saying Felipe is. I've seen him surf bigger waves than most everybody out there on the internet. There's so much pressure, right, when you're at that level. He's a multiple-time world champion for a reason, but there also is room for criticism, right? We want to see grit from these athletes, men and women. We want to see we don't want
the
them
question
to be
is,
human. We want
I think that
inhuman activities from them.
I feel like if it was anybody else, like let's just say Kelly Slater.
Okay.
Says, I'm pulling out a pipe because I've got the shits. No one's going to say anything. But because it's Felipe Toledo and we've all been conditioned to freaking hate the people that are really good.
Right.
Of course he's going to catch a lot of heat.
Yeah.
And
man, surfing, the social media landscape in surfing is pretty freaking negative place.
Just, the kid's got mud butt. Let him have his 2 minutes.
Yeah. And it's hard, too, because there are some superhuman athletes that have overcome, like Michael Jordan with a 110-degree fever getting.
But if Michael Jordan was spraying dirty dishwater out of his butt, there's no way that anyone would say, you know what we need on the court? We need Michael Jordan. Get out there. Just bring a mop.
Any listeners out there interested in more potty humor from Todd Richards? Please leave it in the comments below.
It doesn't ever not get. It's never not funny.
I
can watch fart videos on Instagram for literally hours.
I send
hours. I can watch them for hours.
Yeah, it's never not funny. You're right. So let's keep talking about the Pipe Masters a little bit. The Lexus Pipe Pro. It could be on today, depending on when you listen to this podcast. We don't know, but it looks like it's pretty big, gnarly, unruly, which will make for a fun day of viewing.
How come no one has said Felipe Toledo? I feel like that was really low-hanging fruit. Like, that would be the lie. Like
to some might think that's funny.
Felipe Toledo out. Question mark? Like, that's...
I think you need to start your own surf magazine.
I don't want to.
Todd.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
what were you saying?
This is an interesting one because we're not really deep enough into the contest yet to really dive into the performances, but something like a large percentage of the field is wearing helmets of all different shapes, colors, and sizes. I'm a huge proponent for safety and for helmets, and especially at a place like Pipeline, but God, I don't want to admit it either. Because if I was surfing pipe or any wave like that, I would definitely wear a helmet, and I recommend wearing helmets. But is it just visually
to see someone in a pipe in a helmet?
Visually, is it a little? I don't even want to say off-putting because again,
it's just
they're risking their lives. But do the helmets bother you at all?
It doesn't bother me as much anymore. But I have an opinion on helmets in general, and it's like. We are at this place where there are so many technological advancements in like different forms of protection with like smart foam that kind of hardens on impact and all these things, but like we're still kind of stuck in this like plastic dome that protects your head.
Plastic
You know what I mean?
energy
I just
dome.
feel like there should be like maybe there should be some more advancements in anything that would offer head protection, both in skate, surf, and snow. I mean, it's so commonplace now in snowboarding to see people wearing helmets, and for skate, you see it at any kid that's under 16 is pretty much wearing a helmet.
Yeah, wear a helmet.
I don't even think about it anymore. Like I don't look at them like BMXers. When I skated vert growing up, I always wore a helmet.
Yeah.
It was just kind of part of the gig. But I just feel like there is a kind of an opportunity maybe, and
Well, I know that people are getting in the game, and I'm actually surprised that it's taken this long for cool looking helmets to come around. Cote Smith has one that's more kind of cloth. I know like some skate brands are working on some helmet stuff.
maybe
And
the surf helmets they look like weird,
should
like
they maybe just look just like skate
gladiator helmets.
because when you're watching vert, you don't even notice the helmet.
No.
And so I think that actually translates a little bit better when you're watching a wave like pipe. If you were watching someone that lowers surf with a helmet, depending on if they had a past condition or whatever, like I'm not going to judge anyone ever for wearing a helmet, but at pipeline, I'm starting to get used to it, and I actually wouldn't be. I like a good, clean, black or white or whatever neutral color helmet. And I'm wondering, I'm sure we're going to start to see some Red Bull logos on the helmets, which, again, totally cool. But what about a Gons style skate helmet? Like full ears, maybe some glitter.
Do you think Kelly
something
Slater
like that.
would get a helmet that was just flesh tone? So it
Very
just
thin
looks
flesh
just
tone
so it just
helmet.
looks like his own head.
Be fun. Yeah, you could have some fun with graphics on there. Anyway, we'll see what happens next at the Lexus Pipe.
I'm kind of baffled why more people don't do that. Like if you have to wear a helmet and you don't really want to wear a helmet, like why just forget about being cool and just and I'm not talking like the Mohawk ones. I'm like, what if you just like got a helmet that was like
Looked like hair.
yeah, just looked like a receding hairline,
It looked like like a cool like Freddie Mercury wig.
like cornrows.
Yeah, like cornrows. We shouldn't be sharing these great ideas to the entire public.
Didn't
Someone's gonna take it.
what's his
This
name?
is our idea. Hair helmets, for surfing.
Didn't Conan Hayes didn't he like
He invented
like the
the
spiky helmet?
I think so, or he was part of that.
Damn.
Anyway, so that's our Pipe Masters helmet rant.
If there's
and
any
poo-
more,
poo
if
rant
you
for
guys
Todd.
have any more poo puns about Felipe Toledo, please put them in the comments because I'm always
Or don't.
good. No, do because I'm always looking.
Do it. Do put them in the comments. Thank you. Todd, Camp Shred was this weekend. Didn't see you there, weirdly enough.
Yes, you did.
I did see you there.
I was
You
literally
filmed
walked
me
in front of you when I
performing.
filmed you. You like stared at me. Your
Yeah, but you
eyeballs were the
literally-
size of quarters. I don't know what the hell was going on with you on stage.
I was nervous because I saw you filming. No, Camp Shred was amazing. Thousands of grommets and moms and dads and surfers were down there trying all the brand new boards from all the big cool brands. Some of the-
Detour. Do you
What?
think like in 10 years, like if we could,
Time out.
if we could,
That's what you need to say when you want to change the
is
subject.
it timeout?
Time out. Go ahead. Try
Like,
again.
do you think like with genetic tampering that we could just somehow just make the frontal lobe like thicker, so we didn't have to wear
Are you
helmets?
back to helmet talk?
Like just like what if like extreme athletes just like suddenly their craniums were just that much thicker? Like you had like an
evolution is an interesting thing, Todd.
you had like an internal MIPS.
Internal hair helmet, like hair.
Yeah, like
I'm
just
talking about Camp
like,
Shred.
you know the
I'm talking
dinos-
about surfboards.
you know like the dinosaur that had like the thick head, it would ram
the
shit.
Diplodocus
No,
from the Mesozoic era.
Pachycephalosaurus.
The Syphilisaurus. That is not
Syphilisaurus.
a real dinosaur name. Camp Shred was awesome. Some of the big, the talk of the town. A lot of people were talking about the Tomo Dark Arts collab. Grabbed those boards. Had the chance to talk to Tomo and the Dark Arts guys a little bit. They're very excited about that. The Slater Designs board are flying off the racks. I might get one of those for us to test.
What?
Todd,
What?
New Slater board.
Yeah, what's up with that? I saw an ad for it today on my
Actually.
Instagram. It says it's the best high performance, user friendly high performance board ever.
Could be.
That's what they're claiming.
Well, check
It's a
it.
fat claim.
I just got to actually, so I got some information
Okay.
from the homie Chris Grow.
Did you ever just
Today is the day that Slater's new board is releasing. It's
Why?
called the S-Boss.
And why? What is it?
It's designed with his longtime shaping collaborator Dan Mann and R&D test co-pilot Kevin Scholes, an absolute ripper.
Mm-hmm.
The S-Boss combines Kelly Slater's pursuit of high-performance progression with Dan Mann's mission to make performance surfing accessible by all.
It's
For all, by design.
Now, do you have a like when you pair the words high performance and then the nose on the surfboard's like round? Is it weird you out a little bit?
No.
See, I'm stuck in that.
Yeah.
I need to let that
because
go.
you know more about surfboard design than
No,
Kelly.
I don't know. It's
You
just,
and Kelly go back and forth on who can make a better board.
look. All I'm
Is that
saying
what you're
is that
saying?
if Kelly Slater starts wearing a helmet and it's flesh tone, things are gonna frickin' change.
Todd, I'm going to go ahead and agree with you that, yes, sometimes when you look down at your board and there's a different shape of
Yes.
the nose, and this did happen in surf events. Stu Kennedy
Mm-hmm.
was riding some Tomo boards early on with the chopped nose, I believe the Vader board, and the judges had a hard time.
Well, I think this all stems back to like when cavemen were peeing, and if you look down and you had like a weird wiener, it affected your whole thing, your whole self-confidence. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Anyway, the people who know and who design these boards, they have a different, more futuristic idea than Todd's prehistoric penis.
Would
theory.
you ride one of those older Tomo boards with the?
I'm gonna ride one of
with
the new ones.
with the two tips. Do you remember that
never
one?
had a board with the two tips.
Bullsh-
That was a different.
bullshit.
That was a
Okay.
different board.
What
design.
was that?
That was a board designed here in Encinitas by, I believe, Lonnie Brothers.
It had two tips.
That was a different design. Tomo's boards, they've had a sharp tip. They have the current ones, the Dark Arts ones have a round tip. There's a kind of a step-up-ish board with a little bit of a rounded nose that looks just beautiful. I can't wait to try these boards.
Okay.
What else we got? I curated the musical experience, and I'm very proud of how that went. 2 days, music festival. The Barracudas came out of retirement and absolutely tore the place up.
Do you think the Barracudas are fully out of retirement now
Oh my
after the
God,
reception
it was
they got?
so fun, and it was like a high school reunion in the best way possible. The Barracudas highlighted the weekend, but give it up to Juvenile Seagulls, the teenagers, Solana Beach, Seaside Reef locals. They probably got the crowd whipped into a frenzy, harder than anyone. Dark Alley Dogs, Spit Vipers, Francis Bloom, DJ Chris Cantori, Brawley was there. Todd, Mike Taylor Swift cover went over pretty well.
What Taylor Swift cover did you do?
This is me trying. For my special favorite Swiftie out there, and it was a challenge that I accepted and I created, and I had so much fun doing it. It's scary playing solo up there with your double neck guitar and your looping pedal because a lot can go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You saw me up there. I was nervous.
You were nervous. You were staring into the void.
I was staring into the void. I was staring at someone standing next to you. What else we got? Noah Deane's MASH.
Is it
Have
video
you
of the year?
watched it?
Is it video of
It's
the year?
video of the last decade. It's the video of the last 2 years and this year for sure. Noah Deane is different. He's different. He rides waves that are pretty much unrideable. He does huge skate style proper airs.
Mm-hmm.
He's super powerful. He's a unique individual. His music selection, the editing in the video, it was just
That's good.
the whole thing. And as I do, I send out a DM to Noah just saying, thank you, congrats, this is amazing. He got right back to me.
Should have asked him to be on
He
the
asked
show.
me how I was doing. Great guy.
That's
Great video.
That's formality.
Great film. Let's talk a little bit more about surfing and the controversies that have been happening lately. Makua Rothman, call to action. Makua took to his Instagram and said, quote, surfing is at its weakest point ever. Huge fun money, loss of control over companies and the real culture, the people that started the brands. The real turning point in surfing, I think there's some great minds out there, and we can definitely change the way the surf world is forever and for the better. So Makua Rothman took to his Instagram. He's got a huge following. He basically said he thinks that the surf competitive surfing is in a weird place, in a bad place.
The surf
thinks we can do
industry or
better.
competitive surfing?
It sounds like it sounds kind of more like overall. It wasn't just competitive surfing, but the surf industry, the culture, surfing is in a bad place in the opinion of Makua Rothman. And shout out Makua. I mean, he's got a strong opinion, and I like when people are not afraid to show that. Some of the comments, so basically said, tell me in the comments below, which I like because it's not complaining for complaining's sake. He's actually trying to drum up a conversation to get some ideas. And here's some of the ideas. Liam McNamara, Pipeline Legend, said, how can we have a world champion decided in head-high cobblestone California beach break? Talking about the lowers Final Five, which, got a point there. A lot of people...
I mean, lowers
still-
always will have a place
Yeah.
within the
Yeah.
tour, I
a
think.
lot of people just are still, if it's sentimental, if it's, just kind of what they're used to, or they just love it, they want to see it end a pipe.
Yeah, it's
A lot of
because
people
it's
still
always
love
been,
that.
but that's like the ultimate. It seems like it's a no-brainer as far as like a story goes for like the narrative of
Right.
what competitive surfing is. It's the birthplace,
Right.
So that the title is decided at the undisputed birthplace of modern surfing.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't that happen?
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's also like the most famous wave in the world, where it's like
and
it's a stadium,
it's
it's
deadly.
a Super Bowl.
It's
Yeah.
deadly. And I love events at lowers.
Do you think, in your honest opinion, try to take the WSL hat
Well,
off
you had
for
to
30
say
seconds? Well,
something,
I'm
didn't
just
you? Yeah,
look,
no, I'm ready.
I-
I'm ready to
I
talk,
want-
Todd. I'm ready to talk
do
to
you
you.
do you feel like the current format that everyone is kind of sitting in and talking about, do you think it will change in the next 2 years? Do you think it will go back to something that we recognize as familiar from the past, or do you think they will double down on this and keep going? Oh, Matt Keckley. I mean, this is great.
Matt Keckley is a G.
Keckley's a
That's
G.
that's-
Even though
that's
he
one of the
wears
best ever
he
right
wears
there.
his leash on the wrong foot, but that's cool.
Well, the right
But-
foot for him.
But look what he says is it should start at sunset and finish at pipe. And
Ooh.
I think that'd be really cool because
Well-
it starts, it's honoring where
Yeah.
competitive surfing really got its roots.
Well, we got more comments too.
Okay, I
and
wanna hear
these
it.
are right in line with what you're saying and what Keckley's saying. Dustin Barca, a G, says no mid-season cutoff. End with the Triple Crown.
Ooh, the
Without ending in
Triple
Hawaii,
Crown.
it's dead. I, for one, the mid-season cut, I'm fine with it because it gives us kind of a playoff thing. So I support a mid-season cut.
Bring back the Triple
That
Crown.
happens in NASCAR. It happens in football. It happens in every sport. I think it's great. But I do agree the Triple Crown was and should be a hugely important.
Dude, it was the
event.
best. I mean, it doesn't have to be Vans. I
And
mean,
that's kind of the playoffs, right?
it's synonymous with like the Vans Triple Crown,
Right.
Which was like, look, Vans over the years they had a Triple Crown of snowboarding, they had a Triple Crown of skate, they had a Triple Crown of surf. They freaking owned the competitive landscape of action sports,
Well,
and
think
I feel
they
like
might be holding that name hostage.
because
To be honest,
there may be someone that will be coming in. So I'm not saying any more
Oh,
than
dude, right?
there may be someone that's going to fill the shoes that Vans.
Yay.
But anyways, I just thought that was always awesome because you would have these three events,
Yeah.
Oliva, Sunset, and Pipe, and it was always like this thing, and it was like
Yeah.
there was so much buzz around, and it sustained the buzz from Thanksgiving until basically the week before Christmas.
Yeah.
It was like a sustained competitive surfing buzz,
Right.
and I thought that was amazing.
Yeah. And, I think timing wise, we get better waves with the current schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That's not to say it wasn't always like good.
yeah. Yeah.
It was good
You
more
know what
often than it
You
wasn't.
know what I do appreciate though, and this is not a guy with a WSL hat on. I do appreciate that the WSL does try things. I do appreciate that they want the best experience for the viewers, right? And if it does ruffle some feathers, if it does cause some controversy, at least they're trying to do something. Because I don't think staying stagnant and doing it the same just because that's how we always did it, I think that change is good. And I think that, tweaking and tooling on these things and trying to get the best is great.
A little role play in the bedroom, if you
A
will.
little role play. Oh, what else you got? Skin Dog. Skinny Dog. Skin Dog. Great surfer. Big wave. Legend. Icon.
Taking a break from scoring.
Always be scoring. I think he says, Skin Dog says, Ken Collins says, I think the world champion should have to prove themselves in all size surf from 2 to 20 feet. Real world champions should have to prove themselves at 20 foot. Agreed.
Sure.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got TED, Pipeline, Sunset. You do have waves of consequence, regardless of when the swell, blah, 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 but I agree. And I wouldn't, it'd be pretty, what if we just, mid-year, I mean, you can go to Fiji, and if we go to Fiji this year on the championship tour and it's 20 foot,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a whole different ball game.
Heck yeah.
And I hope that happens. But how would you think it would be cool to have a championship tour event at a actual big wave spot like Punta Lobos down South America?
I think as
not
long as
Mavericks, because that's a whole different deal. But Sunset Beach is a big wave spot.
like performance big wave.
Sunset.
Okay. Like I'm not saying
Oliva.
Right, like something where you can do turns and people can do airs. I mean, there's difference though between big wave spots where it's drop in, hold on for dear life,
Right.
try
That's
to
the
keep
big
your
wave
rail in the
culture,
water.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between those two, I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, so we didn't come up with any solutions, but it's a fun thing to talk about. Well, there might be a different event series for people to enter
Oh,
if they want to go to the extreme vitamin category.
steroids?
The Olympics are this is a quote from I think Surfer magazine. The Olympics are famously anti-doping or anti-performance enhancing drugs.
Mhm.
But Peter Thiel, a Silicon Valley billionaire, has come forth with a dope-friendly answer. The Enhanced Games,
Mm-hmm.
a.k.a. the Olympics on
we,
steroids.
We all everyone wants the enhanced games. There's not anyone out there that wouldn't watch. I mean, look, contact sports alone, juice those fuckers up. I want to see the Running Man. Like, I want to see people just eviscerated and be run over by a steamroller.
Wow, you love drugs, huh?
This is what I want.
They're not for you.
Look,
but for
I play video games. I know what I like to see in video games. Can you imagine just someone running down the field with an opponent's arm and just beating other people in the head with it? That's what I want.
Here goes Mike Kliskin, his drug of choice, crystal methamphetamines.
That's
he
right.
Is all
But
popped up.
But
He's
that's what he
running
chose.
And running.
That's what he chose.
Bob Sanchez.
It's part of his quiver.
This is Bob Sanchez. His chosen performance-enhancing drug is angel dust.
Mm-hmm.
He can't be taken down by
That's
the
right.
15 opponents he's facing right now. He's been tased, he's been shot in the leg, and he's still going.
And then we have Dave Matthews, who has chosen Viagra.
Dave Matthews.
I don't know. It's the other. It's
Not
another.
the guy from
not
the band.
not the singer, but Dave Matthews from Temecula, and he has chosen Viagra of his performance-enhancing drug of choice. And Dave Matthews has been vaporized by the man on PCP. See, that's the kind of announcing that I want to do. It's like, what's that one? What's that? The Japanese show?
X Sport Challenge.
Yeah,
something.
the sport challenge thing. I want people to explode in poofs of blood when they're competing. I mean, then you can have the Olympics, like the boring Olympics, where everyone just is fair. It's all about fairness. And then you can just have this complete and total jacking up of the gene chain in people's bodies, where it's just there is no neck.
Well,
no one has a neck.
You know what? If we're going to open it up to adults, let's open it up to kids.
That's
too.
right.
Let's have the anti-doping kids Olympics, right? 12-year-olds on Adderall.
Look, there has to be
competing.
We can't just you can't just be crazy.
Okay, 18 and up.
You got to be 18 and up.
18 and up. Unless you're in Europe, and then it's 15 and up.
Oh man,
we'll see what happens.
I'd be so sick that there's drug testing and people and
if you're not on
if you're
drugs,
not
you're
on
out.
some kind of performance enhancing drug, you're out. You're freaking out.
This guy just smoked 2 bong loads. We'll see he's actually sleeping on the track.
Right. What's another? Let's think about some of the great enhancing drugs.
Performance enhancing
PCP
drug.
is a great one because I'm sure that PCP endurance is a factor.
Bath salts.
You will run your legs into stumps.
Bath salts. You eat your opponent's face.
That would only be like competitive eating, like Joey Chestnut, if he was on bath salts, could just gobble hot dogs.
LSD has been proven to give you unbounded energy.
LSD?
Yeah.
I thought
acid.
LSD was like more, you're not going to get energy.
Dude.
You get
As if
LSD
you
energy?
know. Asking for a friend.
Oh.
As if you know.
Crystal meth, right?
Meth gives you a lot of energy and focus.
What's
And
another one?
we're not saying we don't think anybody should be doing hard drugs, right?
But if you
sign up
are,
for
there's
it,
no better place to do it than in a stadium surrounded by 100,000 cheering people.
I mean, the classic steroids, right? Why do you think baseball was so entertaining in the early 2000s? Because everybody was juiced up. They all passed away a little early, but we saw a lot of home runs.
Mm-hmm. Remember for like 3 years before they outlawed it, there was like who was the one dude? Mark McGuire was just a fucking cannon. He would smash a baseball out of Barry Bonds. They would like be putting holes in the moon.
Jose Canseco.
Love it. Bring it back.
Yeah, baseball was great when people were on steroids.
The Juiced Olympics.
And we're
Rory
available.
Pringle, yes. Bring back the juice.
We're available. What's that? The Sackler family can hire us for a great day rate.
Oh my God, it'd be so
Do
great.
we, as announcers for the enhanced games, do we have to be on anything?
No.
Can I be on psilocybin mushrooms? Can I be on a low dose of LSD? Can I be on heroin? I don't think heroin is a performance enhancing drug.
No, I don't think so.
Unless you're playing guitar. That's a whole different story. Eric Clapton. Any other surf news? Prepare to get canceled, Todd. Guess what? It's time for the mid-show ad block.
Oh, wait. Before we get there, Barton Lynch has a video game. Not the person that I would think that would have a video game.
But guess what? I heard it's epic. It's out on PS4, Xbox. You can play it on your computer. I did give you codes for the game, Todd, and you never played it.
Well, I have a very my video games are very strict, like my entertainment.
This is for
unless
work,
there's
though.
people.
I gave you that code for
I need
work.
people. I need to have a overpowered weapon. I need to be some kind of like human
Want and
tank.
Need is different.
Telling you.
Play the game, Todd, please, for the show. Please do it for Barton. Do it for us. Bubs Naturals. This show is presented by Bubs Naturals. This is actually a performance-enhancing powder that I use all the time.
I beg your pardon?
Collagen and MCT brain oil powders every day in my coffee.
The Colombian military has a performance-enhancing powder as well.
Hydrate or die. I have that in my water right now. Thank you, Bubs Naturals. Get on it. Pannikin Coffee and Tea, Pannikin Coffee and Tea.
Is caffeine a drug?
Caffeine is a drug. It's a great drug. Acceptable. And it is a performance-enhancing drug. Because look at us talking away.
At New Greens. New Greens is the equivalent of putting a salad in a cup and drinking it. But make sure you add water because my throat is still jacked.
Oh, my God. That's so old.
At Pedal Electric.
Old news.
At Pedal.electric.
Pedal Electric.
Puddle.
Try
more like Puddle Electric.
Because it's raining.
Pedal.electric. Pedal.electric will get you where you need to be. And look, you don't need a parking spot. And God knows if you're going to the beach this summer,
ride in the rain.
Parking spots, just ride in the rain.
Vessel shipping at vessel.com, VESYL.com. An easier way to ship. If you're selling stuff on eBay, let's say Todd Richards is your friend and Todd gives you a snowboard and you say, "Thanks so much, Todd," and you go behind his back and you sell it on eBay, you can add shipping on eBay, but then you go to vessel.com and you ship through there because it's nice and easy. Vessel.com.
Felipe Toledo should sign up with them.
Because
because he's been shipping his pants.
At Mint Tours. Todd, how many people in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks have said, "Bro, how was Japan?"
I feel like we've blown him up. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people going on Mint Tours to Japan.
Talking about Mint Tours?
No,
it's kind of our thing. And it was our thing, and it was like our secret, and now everybody knows about it. Which I want many people to experience joy. So
Yeah, but
you
there's only
wanna
there's only a
experience joy,
certain amount of people they can take.
Make
So
tours.
my advice to you would be to
book now.
book now. Diecutstickers.com at diecutstickers DOTCOM. They make all of
Yeah.
our stickers, and they are the best. And that was the new experimental double-ended ad block.
A double ender for y'all. Skate News is brought to you by Bubs Naturals at Bubs Naturals. And Todd, imagine you're a kid and you're skating. There's 30 kids skating at an indoor skate park in King County, up in Northern California. And this is in Seattle, actually. A bus smashed through the wall into the indoor skate park. It was halfway in. It was wedged. No kids were hurt by the grace of the bus lords. But anyway, it took them 2 weeks to get the bus out of the wall.
That sounds like some Tony Hawk Pro Skater shit. Like if you collect enough letters, all of a sudden like a bus jams through, and then you can slide the bus hood.
So indoor skate park in Yesler Terrace, Seattle. You're getting your park back. The bus is being towed out. I ran into Chris Cookie Dough Colborn this weekend at Camp Shred.
Oh, no way.
And he's one of the best. He's one of the best skaters out right now. And one of the nicest dudes. I met him and his lady. And I've been hearing some local gossip that Cookie Dough is attempting to skate one of the gnarliest places in all of Encinitas. Not the City Hall thing.
Not that.
I can't even say it because it's a work in progress. He's been back to this spot 4 times. This shows you how gnarly it is because we know how good Cookie is. He's been back to this spot.
I don't even know what spot you're talking about.
4 times. And he said the last time he went, he tried for 6 hours. And this is just
stamina.
a testament.
That's stamina.
Of course, to him and to all elite level skateboarders who are out there in the streets. You imagine trying a trick.
No.
For 6 hours. And then, after leaving without getting the trick, the first thing in your mind is, when can I go back and try this trick?
That is the
For 6
difference.
more
That's
hours.
the difference
What?
between.
But you've been around long enough. You've skated enough. You snowboard. You've done it all enough. What is different about a Cookie, about a Sheckler, about
just anyone? I think that's what I think. You know what?
How do they do it?
What action sports? Who it draws to itself? Like the nucleus of action sports pulls in these people that are borderline obsessive compulsive.
Right.
It really is. I think everyone that becomes really good at these sports is OCD in the clinical, diagnosis of what obsessive compulsive disorder is. You're obsessed with something.
Right.
It becomes a piece of you, and pain is a part of it.
What's the longest you've ever tried a snowboarding trick for?
Years, dude.
Years.
Yeah.
What trick?
I had to force myself to kind of learn how to spin off of my heels after riding the pipe for so long, and everything in the pipe is kind of toe initiated. You don't really initiate a lot of tricks off of your heels in the half pipe.
Okay.
So then when you go into slopestyle, and that was right when everything was kind of shifting over to spins went from going off the toes when they went to heels, or like the backside rodeo flip, which is for some people that didn't grow up doing a lot of backflips.
Right.
It was a really hard. It was really hard to wrap your brain around. So I got used to taking it to the pain to learn stuff. And there was definitely more than one occasion where I would go home and like land on my hip and just be like, "Ow!"
Would you ever cry?
I haven't cried in a long time, which is kind of probably a bad thing.
What would make you cry today?
My cat.
Besides, let's say besides a death.
Besides a death?
What would make you cry in a pain sense?
In a pain sense?
Like stubbing your toe really bad, slamming your finger with a hammer.
Dude, having the shits
would make you cry.
Dude, I was almost
back here now.
You asked a question. I'm just following up.
I take it back. Retraction. Redacted.
Dude, I'm telling you, that flight when we were coming in from San Diego just last year, right around this time, I was almost
flight from Detour?
From Detour.
Pootour. Thank you, Panda Express, for making Todd's cry.
Anyway, Let's move on to snow news brought to you
by Mammoth Mountain.
Mammoth Mountain, where the POW be stacking.
So, generally speaking, in the wintertime, if it's raining here in San Diego, that means it's snowing in Mammoth.
Sort of.
Okay, but
It
right
just
now,
depends
that's
on
what's happening.
Just depends on where the storms are. But Mammoth is really made out probably the best out of this whole storm. I know Tahoe got some snow, but Mammoth is sitting right in the middle because the storm was kind of southern. The way that it was pushed, a lot of the moisture went south, and Mammoth just kind of clipped that.
Don't you have a pro that you know up in Mammoth? We could just call real quick.
I have a lot of pros in Mammoth, but we don't have time for that.
Oh,
right
okay,
now.
you're right. Todd, I have snow news.
I have snow news as well.
Let's talk about Todd's wild week out in the snow trenches. Where have you been?
I went to Utah. I went out there to. I've been playing in the snow with trying to get used to a bunch of different boots. I've talked this to death on my Instagram, but it will still keep going because people really want to be part of this subject because it's intimate.
It's an underrated thing about snowboarding.
Yeah, I think good boots are everything, and I'm making some progress. So anyone that's following my boot escapades on Instagram, I am making progress.
A lot of people want to know what boots I get from you.
Right, exactly. You're gonna have the pick of the litter, but right now I am riding I just started riding the K2 Taro to my boots.
Is that a person?
It's a person from Japan.
Okay.
The snow surfer boots. I really like them. I took them down to Hansen's, and I got the liners molded, and I like these boots a lot right now.
Okay.
All right, so let's go into more snow news. There's a bunch of competition news, but I will get to that after we talk about.
Please don't let it be poop.
Montclair. You know what Montclair is?
A brand.
It's a brand. It's a high-end.
Oh, here we go.
I believe it's a high-end Swiss. I think they're Swiss. Are they Swiss?
Luxury.
Does anyone know where
brand
Montclair is from?
Incoming luxury brand.
Yeah,
rant,
luxury brand rant.
What
Okay.
about Montclair is getting your goat?
So today, I was forwarded. I was forwarded from a whole bunch of people on Instagram. Montclair is obviously doing their snow imagery push Instagram right now, and we're talking. Montclair's got like 6 million followers on Instagram. They're a foofy, hoity-toity Aspen bullshit company, which coincidentally or not coincidentally, Shaun White was wearing their shit for a while. They're basically they're not from snowboarding. They're freaking whack. It's whack. It's stupid. But, of course, like any other brand that sees opportunity by biting and being a culture vulture, Montclair has decided that they are now a snowboard brand, and they put out.
How do you spell Montclair?
Right there, at the top. Just go to my Instagram. It's in my Instagram.
Oh, you already.
So, anyways, they put out this imagery of these models like walking in the snow, and the image that I'm talking to, you can go to my Instagram right now and see it. It's this dude walking with a snowboard, and the back binding is basically facing the other way.
Oh, you sent this picture to me
and
said, do you know what I'm talking about? And
right.
I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
It is the craziest image. And really what it does.
Oh, I see.
Look at the back binding. Look at the back binding. The back binding is insane.
This is an actual advertisement.
The back binding.
See the back binding. The back binding backwards.
That you just anyway, so I'm just
not a lot of people are gonna get this, but I'm here for it.
They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out because this is what we're talking about. The thing is like you hire these people to do hair, makeup, and props, right? Like when you do a photo shoot, you hire people to do the props and the hair and makeup, and they're responsible for the equipment that the models are going to be walking. The models don't know shit. If any of these models actually,
nor should they, or
if any of these models actually snowboarded, they would the first thing they would do is look at the snowboard and be like, "Yo, that back binding is jacked." But
why is it facing that way?
Yeah, why is this
snowboarding with a broken leg?
Right. It's basically as if they broke their femur and their back binding could face the other way. But you have one fucking job, right? Is to pay attention to the props that are going with these people. And you would think that a company that charges like $7,000 for a fucking scarf would just have someone that could half-ass pay attention to their job.
I'll do it. I'll
right?
ride for Montclair.
So just once again,
and be an ambassador advisor.
Why?
Because I just want to get fancy clothes.
Why the fuck are these people? Like, I'm so sick of this bullshit. And
Because
then you get,
I want to make money off
no,
Montclair.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, I thought that whole thing was specifically geared towards me because I'm a Montclair consumer.
Are you?
Yeah, this
You
is,
didn't even know what it was
this
5
is
minutes
a
ago.
collab between Bachans and Montclair. I wear this stuff all the time, and I actually
Hey,
put my
this-
bindings like
Here's
that.
a great comment in my Insta Live right now. They aren't selling. Thank you, JV Lem. Jivy Lem. I don't even know how the fuck you say your name. Why can't people start using Instagram names that people can pronounce? They're not selling snowboarding. They're selling the idea of snowboarding, and that's it. That you just hit it on the head. And I think
Okay.
that's half of these companies.
How can I make money?
That's
off
really
Montclair?
what they're doing. Is they're selling the idea.
Well,
Is that good?
it
Is that
happens in
good
it happens
for?
in all the sports we love?
Yeah, but is that really good? Like, I don't know. I think this is why I have like a huge problem with all of these
Yeah.
fast fashion Instagram brands. Is that they're like selling the idea of you being a snowboarder while not really putting any
Yeah.
money back into it.
If Montclair wanted to get in the good graces of people like Todd Richards, maybe they would put on an event and pay the winner $100,000.
No, that's not it.
No?
Just pretend.
But wouldn't that be? Let's say Marcus Cleveland wins the Montclair Open and gets $100,000. Would you not be happy for him?
I'm just like, why don't you just pretend like you care just a little bit? And that can mean just like, look, you can live in your lane, and I will continue to make fun of you for the rest of existence
true.
because you
That's
don't.
true.
But at least pay attention. Do the absolute minimum to pay attention to the culture that you're ripping off.
Maybe put together a fund to get people who do not have the ways and means to learn how to snowboard and go snowboarding
no,
and
don't.
help them
Don't do that because it just
without
looks,
saying your
be-
name.
that just looks stupid. Like you're this brand that
Give them
that
fancy clothing.
charges $3,000 for a pair of correctional
I'm trying to come
underwear.
Up with solutions here, Todd.
No, I don't want them in on this shit.
You don't want it. They're not
No,
invited.
they're not. You're not invited.
Okay.
You're not invited to this party.
Well, then that's the solution. Get out.
It's not
You're
for
not invited.
snowboarding. It's not for everyone. Just like our podcast.
There's a bunch of Montclair fans tuning out.
Oh my
We're
God.
sorry.
They
Come
can go
back.
home and cry themselves to sleep on gigantic, overpriced, fluffy pillows.
I mean, I'll take a box. Like, to be honest, I'll take a box.
A box of Montclair. You think?
Yes.
Like,
I'll take a box of Montclair gear.
no.
Don't worry about Todd. I'm in. Luxury me up. I'm
Just
down.
Get out. Just get out.
Or give me a box.
Get out.
Or give me a
Get
box.
out of our house.
Or a bag.
No. You
Next
really?
weekend's 36th annual legendary banked slalom at Mount Baker
Canceled.
has been canceled. That's not good. What
No.
happened, Todd?
Well, it's called Mother Nature and that goddamn El Nino that ate 20 children's sack lunches.
So we have a homie, Alex, who lives up in Mount Baker, and he said it's very strange because there's weather, but not the good kind of weather. It's raining.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when it rains? It washes the snow away?
Washes the snow away. Dreams, hopes.
Well, hopefully things get back to normal. That sucks because that's a iconic, legendary event. Todd, I have some snow news for you. Shaun White may have retired from competitive snowboarding, but he's still. This is from People Magazine, the source that I go to for my snowboarding news. Todd might be a little bit more of a purist, but I go to People Magazine.
Chris is mainstream, by the way.
Shaun's been showing off some new moves, including one named after his girlfriend, Nina Dobrev. Three-time Olympic gold medalist showed off a new video on TikTok and Instagram showing off his latest move. In the video, Shaun picks up Dobrev. They are snowboarding, and they spin a few times when they go head down the slopes. White holds the Vampire Diaries alum by her legs as she floats her snowboard in the air. So it's like an ice skating maneuver, but when asked what he calls this move, he calls it the Nina 900. And then he places her gently down on the slope. And you know what? I'm here for it. I'm a romantic. I like stuff like this. I think it's cute. I think it's fun. It's not hurting anyone. And I'm good with it.
You see, if we
As if they want my approval. I'm good with it.
Okay.
I like romance.
Sure. I don't even know what you're talking about. Did he grab? Like, where was he grabbing?
You want me to show you?
Yes. Is
Stand
it like
up.
is it like the Flying Lotus or the Iron Lotus in
It's like
in the figure skating movie?
two people come together, hand around the waist, spin.
Oh.
Her legs are her board's flying. They spin 900 degrees. Just 3 spins, and then they make it. And so I just want to thank people.
And kids, that is how babies are made.
That's not how babies are made.
Could be.
That's the precursor to. That's why I'm saying, romance wins. It's Valentine's Day coming up in a couple weeks, so don't hate on them. They're having fun. That's the biggest snow news I've had all week.
That's really it.
What do you got? What else you got?
Ranty
McRants-a-lot.
What I feel. Well,
Mr. McLuxury hate.
People like rants.
People do like rants.
I did put stuff down in my
journal, your diary.
No, in my notes, and now I can't access my notes because I'm currently on live. But anyways, that's about it. Let me just go through the calendar of coming up stuff. We just had the Grand Prix just went down at Mammoth last weekend. A bunch of the events were canceled. Weird, because it was dumping. But
which is good for everyone else.
It's good for everybody else. Not so good for having a slopestyle event. So bummer for all the slopestyle dudes. Moving on through this season. There's still a ton of huge events coming up. Next weekend, I'm going to be at in Minneapolis, St. Paul for the Red Bull Heavy Metal competition.
Oh, that's a sick one.
It's a rail contest. It's going to be super sick. All the heavies, me, Grendies, Mikey LeBlanc. We're going to be out there.
Is there drug testing at that event?
Thug testing is what they call that. So that's going to be going down. And then when we get back from that, we're going to be looking at the Dew Tour. And then right on top of Dew Tour is natural selection. So what that means is the duels. My favorite part of natural selection is going to be happening very soon here.
Hannah Beeman's going to win the women's bracket.
Okay. I think she got her cast off.
Yep.
And so then, I mean...
Who's going to win the men's bracket?
The men's bracket of the duels?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Hannah Beeman's not... Hannah Beeman doesn't even need to do duels. She's already qualified. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
So...
You just want...
She's going to win.
Look, she's not into you.
She's my friend.
She's not into you.
I hung out and soaked in some knowledge. She actually was the one that taught me how to use my beacon, by the way.
Thanks.
With no help from your ass.
Thanks, Beams. I told you how to use your beacon. I said stay in the hotel.
You did not tell me anything. I'm trying to get a I made my pick. Who's going to pick? Who's your pick?
But there's a whole bunch of duels. You don't even understand how this works.
I know I don't understand how it works.
Let me tell you how it works. So a whole bunch of people go in to this competition.
Go down the mountain?
Bunch of people enter. They are paired off in twos. They go head-to-head in different locations across the high country. And in these, we will, again, pull people, and they will go on to compete in the natural selection as the final competitors.
Okay,
so it's a whittling down process.
Is it local?
Local to where?
Is it local?
Like locals only? What are you talking about?
Is it organic?
I can't explain physics to you in an afternoon.
Is it organic?
It's organic. It's organic. But we're going to have, there's all the hot shots of snowboarding.
Is Austin Sweeten
from the Jamie. Yes, Austin Sweeten.
Austin Sweeten's going to win.
Austin Sweeten's going up against Red Gerard.
Ooh, I like them both.
And
some team riders.
Not anymore.
They were go Austin.
So in some
Red, you're dead to me.
In some sponsor change-up news, Red Gerard has moved on to Deane.
That's Deane.
He's going to be head-to-toe Deane now. We at the Quicksilver team wish him the best. It's a bummer to see him go.
Quick gear, because I like it.
Also, Homesick is coming up, and I'm going to keep hyping that one up. If you are in the capacity to be in and around the East Coast, the 22nd of March.
And that's local because it's homegrown is in the name, so I know that's a local.
So go to that
event.
And then, yeah.
Just remember,
there's a whole bunch of stuff happening.
Austin Sweeten and Hannah Beeman are going to win natural selection. What's the date? February 4th.
What? Oh, so that's the date that you've made your prediction.
That's the date I said it. So...
All right.
Austin, don't forget to win.
At any rate, hey, everybody, please go to Montclair and just completely shit on their Instagram because I think that's fun.
Yeah, let's end snow news on a negative note.
That's right. All right.
Nerd News is brought to you by New Greens. Todd, I went and saw what may have been the funniest, most entertaining live show I've ever seen. I'm talking about the classic. Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Where'd you see that?
My friend brought me to Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Where?
Down
San
in
Diego?
San Diego at the Balboa Theater. This was on Saturday night.
Was it the classic lineup of
Greg
people?
Proops, the tall, skinny
Yeah,
white
yeah,
guy, two newer performers, four people on stage, and then the piano player who's been on the show forever. Okay, so I went into this. I was like, oh yeah, I remember.
For those of you that don't know what, it's improv.
It's
amazing.
It was a great show. I mean, it's been on forever. But I'm going into this and I'm thinking this is going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. Todd, the brilliance
It's
on
great.
display.
I freaking love it.
My face is still sore. My stomach is sore from laughing from beginning to end. I've never seen anything like this. If this show comes to your town, you have to go. Unbelievable.
I'm so
Unbelievable.
I always loved Whose Line
Yeah.
Is It Anyway. And I also you ever just imagine could you hang?
Hell no. I'm good at improv. I could do. I'm quick.
I feel like I'm pretty good
I
too.
think we would be good
but-
at improv,
But
not
I don't think we
this.
could hang.
No.
Okay.
I mean, they're pulling there. One thing is mentioned at the very beginning of the show. They come back to it multiple. It's just it was to see humans at the highest level of what they do. It's like watching Michael Jordan play. It's like watching Tony Hawk. It's just.
I feel like though there's
it's that good.
for those of us that are kind of
Funny.
we want to be entertaining. I feel like is there an amateur league for Whose Line Is It
Yeah,
Anyways?
that's an improv class at your local.
Should we just do one?
Well, we're kind of doing it right now.
No, but a real one
have
where,
a
where
script.
people yell out scenarios from the audience.
We could try it.
But we would need more people, and I'd probably need a couple margaritas.
Okay.
But
well,
I
maybe
feel
we'll work
like
on that.
it could be this could be kind of fun. I'm dead serious.
I'm dead serious.
We could
I
do it
accept your challenge.
we could do it at First Street or something.
Broom, broom, boom. See,
Vroom.
give us something to improv on. Chat.
Go ahead.
Give us a sports scenario. Never
Felipe
mind.
Toledo shitting his pants. I've got this.
Okay. More good news in nerd news. Curb Your Enthusiasm. The final season is out now. I haven't watched the first episode yet. I cannot wait. It's one of the best shows ever made. And here are 3 things that are making me happy right now from the internet. Jen Champion and Mule on the KEXP YouTube series. 2 incredible performances. Kiosk Radio on YouTube. Shout out Tim Swart for showing me this. This is basically a little kiosk in Germany. They have DJs in there, and you can watch it for hours and hours and find a bunch of great new music. And also, I didn't think I was going to be into this show, but Drive to Survive is on a break, so I've been watching NASCAR Full Speed. I'm kind of into it. I'm into it. I've never watched NASCAR. I've never cared. I've always thought it was just kind of whatevs, but this is a very entertaining show. Any new shows or internet series?
I've been watching the new the True Detective Night Country. It's kind of crazy. I'm here for it, but it's also it's going in weird directions that True Detective has never really gone. It's very paranormally.
Ooh.
Which I'm not bummed on it.
I'm watching 2 episodes of True Detective tonight.
It's pretty good.
I'm going back in.
I can't remember what else I haven't really been dropping in anything else.
Dude, I watched a crazy documentary series called American Nightmare on Netflix. Basically, here's the scenario. This is a true story. A guy and his girlfriend are hanging out in their house. The guy wakes up. The girl's been kidnapped. There's insane things happening around the house.
This is real.
This is real.
Is it paranormal?
No.
Are there dragons?
They report it to the police. The police say, you guys made this up. You're lying. They had a news conference. You're lying. You made it up. And I'm not going to spoil it, but it's insane. It's out of control.
I have.
It's wild.
I've been. When you just go down the rabbit hole on YouTube.
Love a good
I don't
rabbit
know
hole.
if you
I am the king of YouTube wormholes.
I've been going down the YouTube wormhole of people that know their rights against cops.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. You know, there's like there was one I was watching this morning as I was drinking my coffee. It was cops pulling over FBI agents. And like
so you're pretty good at wormholes too.
And
I'll
like
give you
when
that.
they
That's-
find
that
and
sounds
like
like a
what
pretty good one.
happens like when they figure out that they've actually apprehended an FBI agent. It's pretty crazy. It's anyway.
I'm in. Send me the
Very.
link.
These are very.
As if you don't send me enough shit.
I know.
Send me
Our questions are brought to you by Bachan's Japanese Barbecue Sauce. If you're looking to put some sauce on something, use Bachan's.
Sauce it up. It's the best. Okay. We got a quick report here from Whistler from John Veeder. A Pineapple Express hit us hard last week, giving us half-melted, fully saturated snow base, avalanche debris, glide cracks, crevices, frozen solid over the weekend. These sketchy conditions charged a hefty flesh tax for a lot of skiers, so hoping for the best for Whistler coming up soon. Light Sodium 666 says, Todd, what were some of your favorite quarter pipe contests from the 90s Y2K era? Were these contests taking place? Where were these contests taking place, and who are some of your favorites to watch?
Quarter pipe contest. Well, there's the World Quarters, which was, I feel like the World Quarter Pipe Championships when it happened at Waterville Valley in New England.
How big was these quarter pipes?
Like a 20-foot quarter, and then there was the
Dude,
and then there was Terrier's quarter pipe.
Oh, with the sword.
Yes, that one was the Arctic Challenge was huge. There was my favorite quarter pipe contest that I ever got to experience was in one of the now defunct parking lots in Breckenridge. It was during a Grand Prix. It was just they built a giant quarter pipe in this parking lot, and you would get towed in on snowmobiles. But just the way that it was so sick.
I love that. I love a good bootleg comp.
Now I think there's a stupid parking garage there.
And we were hanging with Ingmar Bachmann,
Mm-hmm.
who famously did probably the most famous quarter pipe air ever.
Mm-hmm.
Was that in a contest?
It was at like this big session that they had
session.
at Rick Scranton. But yeah, his is like, hands down, probably one of the most iconic photos ever taken off a quarter pipe.
Now, Hanali, this is right up our alley because Todd and I are very personable. I often hear that personality is another key to success in action sports. Is that something an aspiring athlete can develop with time?
Yes.
I think you're born with a good personality, but I think it develops through your upbringing and your friends and your parents and all that. I don't think it can be forced.
Chris has multiple personalities,
and they're all great.
But I think that's like
can it be manufactured? Can you do personality training?
You can tell when people are trying to force it. I feel like there's so many different kinds of personalities. You got like let's just for example, like you got like someone like Mark Gonzalez whose like personality cannot be contained.
Right.
It's really hard to even describe what the personality is. And then you've got other people from snowboarding that have like they're artists or their personality is like I am a competitor.
Yeah.
It's like just don't try to be who you're not.
Yeah, that's the key right there. A good personality is somebody who's being themselves because a lot of us can spot a fake from a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
A phony.
Usually they have their back binding facing at like a negative 36-degree angle.
Now,
you
is
can
that
usually
camber? Devin Curran says, more of a comment than a question, I hope everybody stays dry and does not have to deal with flooding. Stay safe, everyone. Fully agree with you. So many of our friends and family, people, like flooding it's so harsh because there's a lot of times you can't do anything about it.
What do you think is worse, flooding or drought?
Wow. I don't know, Todd.
I'm going to say flooding.
Flooding is worse.
I don't
than
like
drought.
being wet.
Yeah, I don't like being wet. I'm not a huge rain fan. Hey, this is from DC Jones, 87. Hey, Chris and Todd, thoughts on these new motorized snowboards with the wheel on the back?
Wait. Oh, like that guy who like the guy
says experience the future of snowboarding with Ripple's powerful 3,000-watt motor propelling you at an impressive 50 kilometers per hour. 23 likes.
I would for sure watch a race
Yes.
with that.
I think it's fine. I mean, it's not bothering me.
Can I
It's
can I
great.
just say this is
Can I
like
say?
this is back
Yes,
for like
you
snow.
can say it.
I freaking love snowboard cross. I think snowboard cross is my favorite thing to watch in snowboarding. You ever watch a snowboard cross race?
Yeah, it's
Dude,
it's
it
rad.
is so rad. And I've said this a bunch of times. You don't get to see it so much anymore because it's mainly like overseas, and it does.
The last event happened in Georgia,
Yeah.
not Georgia
No,
here.
but Georgia, the country Georgia.
in
Yes,
Europe.
but snowboard cross is fucking awesome, and the people that are really good at it are such incredible snowboarders.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my, like I said, my favorite thing to watch because
Well,
literally
there's no argument too. There's a winner.
anything can happen.
There's a winner. It's not judged.
I love that. I wish they would bring that back. I wish there was a series in the U.S. that had snowboard cross racing because I think a lot of these
Do it.
new freestyle guys that are out there that are in the streets or that are really good at natural selection type stuff could be incredible
I like that
snowboard
too.
cross
Do you
racers.
think that
I like Travis Rice could be a monster. Like Nils Mindich could be like an incredible snowboard
to
cross
me,
racer.
I feel like the
Austin Sweeten, holy shit, the dude's like a bunny rabbit.
he's gonna win.
He could be. He's gonna win.
He's gonna win.
He's gonna win.
I feel like Sean Palmer was a big reason why it became cool.
For sure.
Right?
And it's shit talking.
Yeah.
Snowboard cross racing is like it's kind of like it's like Supercross, and there's that and
Yeah, but there's snow.
right, but there's that element
There's a cross.
there's that element of shit talking. I
Yeah.
think that's awesome.
And the personalities who do it are pretty interesting,
Oh,
right?
is snowboard cross going to be featured in the enhanced games? Yes, I feel like
Definitely.
that is one of the places where
Yes.
if we can pump these motherfuckers full of HGH as much as we can possibly get. I don't care if you're using horse steroids, rhinoceros
That's good
steroids.
vector
In
in.
fact, if you can just guzzle rhinoceros semen and just see what happens, we'll just see what happens to the human body. I feel like we get these guys into a snowboard cross race.
Who said that?
That was
Joy B.
JB Lim.
Chasing Winter Production says, "What's the official Monday M.A.S.S winter forecast for the rest of this season?" I'm gonna say snow, snow, and more snow.
I'm gonna
Let's
say
see
it's
some snow.
raining men.
That's not possible. You know that's not possible.
What else we got? Are we gonna wrap this thing
That's
up?
it. We gotta wrap this.
All right, you
thing
guys. That
up.
was a far better podcast than we had last
Yeah,
week
we're
because
sorry for last week. That was
we're not
very
really sorry. You get what
embarrassing.
you pay for.
It was embarrassing. My mother was threatened at the supermarket. Somebody said, "If your son doesn't
Oh,
get
it's-
his shit
I'm sorry.
together,
It's Jay Lem. Jay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. My
is
brain.
that a sad face Jay Lem just made?
No, I think it's the face with the glasses. I can't see. Look how far over there it is. Anyway, this podcast will get better. I swear to God.
And our third ad block.
All right. Good night, you all.
Bye.
Don't drown.